Greenville fight stream. We are here for this live stream for the UFC show tonight. It's not the most exciting show in the world, but I've definitely seen worse cards. Of course, this is suffering by not having the Lawler fight on it. That was cancelled last minute. I think like literally only a couple of days ago, actually. So we are kind of suffering from not having that fight on the card. But still, there's a few intriguing fights that are taking place tonight. And I definitely wanted to cover this event because I'm a big fan of UFC. I was going to be watching it anyway. And you know that I like to live stream these events with you. So we obviously had a bit of a week off last week because of the fact that we was doing the Tyson Fury fight instead. In fact, I don't even think there was a fight night last week. Everything just kind of like merges into one these days. So yeah, I'm not sure that there was a UFC show. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to doing this one tonight. So yes, hope everyone is well. Hello C Wrestling. Hello Metro Man. Hello to Luciano. Hello to KJ. Unemployed Mario Yamasaki. Hello. Hello to everyone. Hope everyone is well. So, as we said, not the most exciting card in the world, but I do think there's going to be a few things in this that's going to be quite tasty. A few matches that I'm looking forward to. And I'm really excited to see the main event, actually. I'm a big fan of the Korean Zombie. We don't see him that often, so it's a bit of a treat when we do get to watch him in action. So I'm very much looking forward to the main event. But to be honest, it's a pretty chilled stream. We're going to sit back, we're going to relax, we're going to talk about whatever anyone wants to talk about, and just enjoy the show. So hope everyone's had a good day. Hope everyone is looking forward to tonight's fight night that comes from Greenville. And yeah, as I said, you know, should be all right. I haven't got high hopes for the card. I'm not going to lie to you. But these are the kind of shows that always deliver. When there's not like a fight that you're really desperate to see. Because I can't say there is. I can't say there's a fight tonight that I'm like desperate to see. Maybe the main event. But I wouldn't say I was desperate. These are the ones that tend to give you the really interesting shows. So let's see how it plays out. So Moicano against the Korean Zombie is our main event. I'm telling you, that arena is pretty full already. I have been watching the prelims, and really good, actually. Some really good fights. Close fights, a lot of decisions. So, Travis, I'm happy to shout you out here, my friend. Travis Wrestling Figure Reviews. Shout out to you. Hello to Desmond Allen. Shout out to Wolf Boy as well. I saw that, C Wrestling. I saw you said on Twitter that you'd been over there. And apparently best to take some tissues. It's a little bit emotional. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance to go or not. I do like the Toy Story films, but yeah, it's one of them where I'll probably catch it on DVD or something instead. Rather than going to the cinema for it. I don't know. Would you say it's a cinema type film? 715 me drive-ass. Is that how you say it? 715 me drive-ass. And Adam Rayner as well. Hello to Derek. Hello to Bryan. Good news, dude. Pedro. Hello to all of you. We are just waiting for our first fight, so we're not just sitting here ignoring any action. We're waiting for the first fight, which I believe is going to be Holland against D. Chirico. We'll have to see. Oh, it is a cinema type film. Okay. Maybe I'll have to go then. I wasn't like desperate to see it. I thought I'll just wait for it to come out on DVD. It'll be out on DVD like end of the year. I'm not in any rush. It's one of them that I could quite happily sit down at home and watch. So I thought, I might put it off. But if you're telling me it's a cinema thing, maybe I'll go and check it out. Yeah, Heath Joe Wyman, shout out to you. Desmond asking, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Oh, there he is, the Korean zombie backstage. Second fastest knockout in UFC history. Took him 6.2 seconds to achieve that. Absolutely incredible. I mean, look, I was saying earlier that I don't know if I'm that fussed by any of these fights, but I am excited for the main event. I am excited to see the Korean zombie. But it's just the rest of the card hasn't really got anything on there. I mean, there's interesting fights, but we'll come to them when we get to them. Shout what out? Do you think Bray Wyatt will be at Stomping Grounds? I feel like there'll be something to do with Bray Wyatt at Stomping Ground. Of course, we're going to be here for that tomorrow. Figure giveaways, all that good stuff. So yes, I do think there'll be something, but I don't think there'll be anything massive. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. But I think that they will. I think that they'll use him for Raw. I think they'll tease it and then get you to watch Raw to actually see like his return. Because everyone's waiting for that return. That return's going to be such a big deal, but I just get the feeling that since the networks come along and they don't really have to sell pay-per-views anymore. I mean, obviously network subscriptions are important, but I just feel like ratings are quite important at the moment. Certainly as we're heading towards like this Fox switch, there's a lot of pressure to get the ratings improved. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect. Can you shout out Drake Wyman? Yes, done. What time does the stream start tomorrow? Well, I haven't actually done a predictions video, so I thought what we would do is do that the hour before the kickoff show begins. So I haven't even looked yet. I don't even know what time the kickoff show starts tomorrow. But whenever that starts, then we'll start an hour before. Then we'll do predictions. We'll have a little bit of a chat about what we might see. Get a few people's thoughts and opinions. And then we're into the kickoff show, into the main event. Right. We are going to our first fight. It's a shame because I'm on a year 6. What is it, dude? 7:15 me Drivas. Shout out to Rafe. I was in IKEA earlier and I saw George Bush from Wrestling Show. Oh, really? What, is he following you around, dude? Why is he doing that? Chirico against Holland. So we're just at commercial break. That's the problem. Like, you have to wait like a good 10-15 minutes when the show starts before you actually get any action. So we are still waiting for the first fight. This is going to be Holland against Chirico. And Holland has got... well, actually, do you know what? This is quite an interesting fight because they're very different styles. Like, Holland is just craziness. Absolute craziness. But he's very effective. Chirico, very disciplined, so very different in his approach. Chirico is well-rounded. He's going to look for takedowns. Holland, though, has got a height advantage, a reach advantage, very athletic. He's probably got the better movement as well. He's better striker, but can get caught. You never know with Holland, like, how his fights are going to go. So I'm going to say Holland is going to have enough here. But because he's so manic in his approach, and you really don't know like what he's thinking. I don't even know if he knows what he's thinking. Then anything can happen. So Chirico could definitely pick up the victory here, but you can see my predictions scrolling along the bottom. We've got the Korean Zombie, we've got Barberena, we've got Ewell, Lee, and Holland. I've gone with Holland. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you hear that Toys R Us is coming back? I did. Well, I didn't hear that it was 100%. I heard that there was plans on it coming back, and apparently it's only going to be in a handful of sites, like 20 sites, something like that, half a dozen, 20 sites in America, and it's going to be a third of the size of the old shops. So it's going to be a very different Toys R Us than what you remember. Apparently they were even talking about the fact they want a lot more interactive elements, so a lot of that space might be taken up with like play areas and things like that. So they're definitely selling toys, but I'm not sure it's going to be as big and as impressive as the Toys R Us that you remember. So yeah. MMA days in the building. UFC. Yes, this is UFC days. That's right. What are your thoughts on WWE going to BT Sports? I think it's good. I think that, to be honest, this is where UFC are in the UK. UFC are on BT Sports. I think WWE fit in quite naturally. So yeah, I don't think it's that bad. There's a lot of people online saying it's doom and gloom, it's the end of the world and all this kind of stuff. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, if I'm being honest, because it's on at like 1 in the morning. Now I know there's repeats and things like that, but I honestly think if you're staying up and watching it at that time, you're a hardcore fan, and there's every chance you'll just switch over to BT Sport. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, if I'm being honest. Right, both of them are in the octagon, so we are heading towards our first contest. The Chirico fighting out of Rome, Italy. In fact, we can't even see the statistics, really. There we go. 12-2 is his record. Pretty good record. I agree with C Wrestling there. Starting small, getting it right. Days, can I get a shout out? Charlie Kelly, shout out to you. Sorry to hear about your leg surgery, dude. Don't know anything about UFC. That's alright, my friends. You don't need to. You can see we've got the two fighters on screen. We're heading into the first round. And there's 3 rounds. Each round is 5 minutes long. And yeah, let's see how it plays out. I think this is going to be very interesting because they're very different in their approaches. But we are underway, as you can see. Let's put round 1. Ooh. Holland already on the front foot, being the aggressor here. Chirico is up against the cage. He's just firing some shots into the body. So they're in the clinch. Knees to the midsection by Holland. Chirico is trying to find a way out here, but he can't find a way out. There's not a great deal happening, in all fairness. Holland's got him up against the cage. He's just constantly firing shots into the side of the body. Chirico's made his move. Big right hand fired, trying to get away. Let's get these statistics up and have a look and see. Ooh, big right hand from Holland. Chirico, look at that. 29 shots to 5. That's because Holland, when he had Chirico up against the cage, bang, 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 just loads of shots to the body. And he's just been building up those strikes. But Chirico's not been in any trouble so far. He was quite comfortable up against the cage. Well, as comfortable as you can be. So both guys in the centre. 3 minutes 12 left in this first round. They're just kind of standing there at the moment. Neither guy really forcing this fight. I'm surprised that Holland's not taking the fight to Chirico a bit more. Ooh, maybe that's why he just got caught with a big right hand. Holland there kind of pushed him back a little bit. Nice. Spinning back kick by Holland. Again driving Chirico against the cage. Very comfortable. Both guys looking alright. Went to my local Walmart. Wrestling section is really low. Shots to the body. Shout out to Pedro. So just over 2 minutes on the clock at the moment. Holland still got Chirico up against the cage. He just fired in a shoulder. Yeah, nice reversal there. $150. Honestly, I'm really surprised that Holland's not really done more here. I mean, he's thrown a lot of shots. I mean, look at that, 68 to 12. But the shots aren't. There's not really much to them. I mean, he's just firing some knees into the legs at the moment. Chirico's not been in any trouble. Those strikes are building up. I mean, of course, the shots that Holland's firing in are going to build up. It's going to cause damage. But, yeah, there's not much behind them. Yeah, Holland just trying to fire off like a back elbow. Coming forward, swinging. Pushing Chirico back. Chirico, what's he looking for? Kick to the body. Spinning heel kick by Holland, but doesn't land. We're approaching the final 30 seconds of this first round. Ooh, nice! Strikes by Chirico. Knee to the head by Holland. Takedown. Was that a Chirico got that? He did. Chirico got that takedown then. Both up against the cage. Jockeying for position. There's no time left. And there it is. End of the round. Interesting. Interesting. It was a bit slow at times, that round, but really came to life at the end. So, high hopes for round 2 as to... hopefully we see a bit more of an engaging fight. But, yeah, the statistics really aren't doing justice. Hi Days, when will you come back to Poland? Honestly, I haven't got any plans at the moment. I don't think you guys have got Toys R Us anymore, have you? I think it's only Canada these days. I love Poland though. Absolutely love it. I think it's a fantastic place. I've been quite a few times and yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. There are rumours that Bray will return to help Corbin win the title, and Brock will cash in and beat him just like Sheamus did. Ugh. That whole thing sounds very messy. I don't think I'd want to see Bray getting involved in that. Here we go then. Right, I need to change this because we are back underway. We are into the second round. Round number 2. Okay, and little cagey again at the start. First opening 20 seconds. Not a great deal thrown. Kick there by Chirico. Holland fires a kick back. Worth saying as well, this is in the middleweight division. I don't think we mentioned that. Shout out to Combat Gamer. There we go. Thank you very much, Chandler. Appreciate the support, dude. So, Chirico is pushed up against the cage. Holland just firing more body shots in, so that means the total strikes count is going to be going up. And now he's working on the leg. There's really no power behind those strikes, though. Bisping, though, is on commentary, and he says that even though they don't look like there's a great deal of power in them or anything behind them, they do build up and they will start to hurt. 3 minutes 20 left in this second round. And at the moment, Chirico is just pushed up against the cage. Holland is just firing a few shots in. But I do think that the statistics that you can see on screen don't tell the truth or the real. I mean, there's boos from the crowd now. This fight is not living up to expectation. Knees coming in by Holland. I hope we know who is the special guest ref before Stomping Ground. Well, I don't know. I mean, they might want to tease it to make people watch the show. Like, we're not going to tell you in advance. You need to watch the show to find out, kind of a thing. Right, they're moving back into the centre. Why did Toys R Us go out of business? Why did Toys R Us go out of business? I believe they had a lot of debt. I heard that someone, I'd have to look this up, but I heard someone bought them and that meant that they were basically in debt. It was like a really dodgy deal. And so they were trying to pay off their debts and they struggled. And before they knew it, they were just owing too much money and owing a lot in tax, and that was it. Chirico has got Holland pushed up against the cage now. 1 minute 20 on the clock, and this has been a really poor fight. There's not been much to tell you about at all. It's been a lot of clinching, a lot of holding, pushing up against the cage. Just lots of little knees fired in, shots to the body fired in. Honestly, if this goes to scorecard, which it looks like it will, it's going to be very hard to score. Like, they might just give it Holland. But the commentators are saying that Holland doesn't look comfortable. I mean, I'd agree. Something doesn't look right. Shot to the body by Holland. Nice right by Holland as well. I'd say Holland is doing enough here. But Chirico is absolutely fine. He's just looking for an opening. He's looking for a way through. Dave's question. Who do you think would win between Bray Wyatt, the Velveteen Dream? Because I was going to do it in wrestling figures. Bray Wyatt. Chirico grabbing the leg. Less than 10 seconds to go. Yeah, the pace is slow. That's it. Rubbish. Rubbish fight so far. Really not enjoying it. Do you still have the bar top arcade? I do, yes. I was actually looking at that earlier today, thinking I should probably do something with it. Because it was a great gift that I got, and I've done a couple of videos from it, but yeah, not enough, basically. Not enough. I definitely should do more. So, yeah, I'm sure we will do something with that soon. I heard a rumour that Bray Wyatt is going to be the guest ref. He's going to use the hurt and heel gloves to either call the match in the middle or attack Seth. Oh, I just hate it. I hate that. I think that's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't think this Bray Wyatt character that's been building and building and building, I just don't think he should come back as a ref, as a special guest ref. I just don't think it's not what I want. I want him causing carnage backstage. I want him scaring people, intimidating people, like appearing in little interviews, or just seeing him in the background, or, you know, things like that. Cool things, like, not, here's a ref shirt. Welcome back. Here's a ref shirt. No. I just don't like that. Okay, here we go. We're into the third round then. Hopefully this can deliver. Holland and Chirico. Is Smith's a big toy store? It's quite deceptive, actually, because I wouldn't say it was that big. Like, not compared to the old Toys R Us. But they just have, like, lots of long aisles. So you're, like, walking down and it's just, like, just loads and loads of stuff. But they've only got about 4 or 5 aisles, that's it. But they're just really long. So it feels big. I'd say it's bigger than your average, like, Walmart toy section. In fact, yeah. Drastically bigger. But smaller than Toys R Us. Much smaller. Like half the size. It's Smith's International, Ireland and UK, as far as I know. I'm not aware of it being anywhere else. Still not a great deal going on here. The commentators are saying that Chirico really needs to get up close, start using his elbows and doing that kind of work, but a lot of this fight has been in the clinch, and he's not been doing that. Yeah, it looks like Holland might have broken his right hand or done some damage, because everything... He's literally got it just here, but he's not throwing it. Everything's coming from the left. Two minutes 40. Again, left from Holland. Holland in a bit of trouble. But Chirico's not really going for anything. Neither guy has gone for anything. This has been a horrible fight. They've just kind of, rather than it being this epic clash of styles, they've just kind of cancelled each other out. I asked because in Warsaw, the capital, Toys R Us has nothing to do with WWE. Oh, that's horrible. I went to Toys R Us in Gdansk, and I went to Toys R Us in Wrocław. So I've been to 2 Toys R Us's in Poland, and there was a little bit of wrestling in both. Not much though. Kick to the body by Holland. I've never been to Warsaw. I'd like to go. One minute 30. I think Holland's going to get it on points. Crowd are booing again. Do you think Drake Maverick's wife actually wants a divorce? No. And do you think Maverick will pin Truth again? Mate, well, one day. Beautiful headshot there. Head kick by Holland. No, I think it was all planned out. I don't think she really wants a divorce. Less than a minute. Hey Days, is this the first fight? It is, and it has been awful. Absolutely awful. There's not been a great deal to talk about. I know it looks like, looking at the numbers, that it's been this action-packed, crazy fight. It hasn't been that way at all. Bisping saying he doesn't understand why the crowd are booing so viciously. I do. It's because it's dull. It's boring. Chirico with a takedown. There we go. So we have got a takedown. That's 2 takedowns for Chirico. That might factor in here. That's the end of the fight. Be interesting. What is the main event for this year's WrestleMania? What do you mean? Next year's WrestleMania? Don't know. I mean, they'd love to get The Rock involved if he was free. They'd love to do The Rock Triple H. I'm not sure. I mean, I heard that they might want to do Charlotte, Becky, or something along those lines, but I don't think that main event really worked. So I don't feel like they need to revisit like that feud. So I hope for something different. That's what I would like. Something different. Not Roman Reigns. And not like Charlotte Ronda. Days, what would this fight be equal to in a WWE match? This fight would be equal to... I'm trying to think of 2 strikers. 2 people that just stand and throw and, you know, a few submission holds. I don't know. Everyone does a lot of aerial stuff in WWE these days, don't they? You haven't really got strikers. Maybe even Lars goes up on the top. Unanimous. Who's the winner? Holland wins. There we go. Holland gets the decision. What is the best elite figure? Hard to say, dude. Everyone's got a different opinion on that. The one that comes to mind for me would be Finn Balor SummerSlam Elite. Failing that, maybe the Ultimate Warrior Hall of Champions. I really love both of those. Those are the 2 straight away when I think of best figure. Those are the 2 that come to mind. I would love a return of the ladder match at WrestleMania. That would be good. Have we seen a one-on-one ladder match? We haven't, have we, for a long time? When was the last one-on-one ladder match? I honestly can't even recall. I can't recall. Because we get like Money in the Bank now, don't we? There we go. Holland gets the victory, but it was a horrible fight. Generally in Poland, wrestling is not very popular because most Poles consider it to be fake fights of muscular peasants. Fair play. I always find though that when people like say about WWE about it being fake and stuff like that, I really feel like they don't get it. They don't understand. They seem to be upset that it's fake. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't go to Marvel films, do they? And go, oh, what? This is all fake. It's like, the stuff that Ricochet does is very impressive. You know, the storytelling that you get within WWE is very impressive. The athleticism, the stamina... You know, the characters sometimes as well. I mean, not so much recently, but there's a lot of elements to wrestling and WWE that people don't appreciate or give it credit for. They just go, it's fake. It's like, yes. Wow. We tend to use the word scripted, actually, but... right, we are going to move on, of course, to the next fight, but... God, I hope this is better. We got the ladies, the lovely ladies. Next, we got Lee against De La Rosa. Is it going to switch over? Lee versus De La Rosa. To change the winners at the bottom. Why do people complain WWE is fake, but if they're watching a zombie movie or something, they don't care? Very true, dude. Very true. I've only just noticed as well, it says winners at the bottom. Clearly, these are not the winners. They are the predictions. Although, saying that, Holland has just won. So... he can be declared as a winner. Right, we're moving on to Andrea Lee against Montana De La Rosa. So this is women's flyweight. Lee has got good movement, but can be taken down. She's probably the stronger. She's got really good takedown defense, but does get taken down. It's not great takedown defense. It's good takedown defense. She's the better striker. She's got good Muay Thai skills. But De La Rosa has got good wrestling. She's going to look for submissions. She's going to look for those takedowns. And honestly, this is quite an interesting fight in the sense of De La Rosa is going to look for those takedowns. Lee is good at defending them, but can be taken down. So it all depends how that battle goes. So I do think Lee is the better striker though. And I think Lee will get the job done. I can't decide how she's going to get the job done. I don't think I can see a knockout. I think De La Rosa will get Lee down, but I don't think she'll be able to get the finish. So I'm going to say it'll go to decision. I'm going to say Lee by decision, but I do think this is going to be cheeky and close. So, yeah, I'm going to say Lee. Have they ever had a steel cage match at WrestleMania? Yeah, WrestleMania 2 straight away off the top of my head. Hulk Hogan, King Kong Bundy. So, yes, they have. I think Johnny Wrestling is being called up because that was his last NXT TakeOver match. I think UFC has gone downhill. It was brilliant when Conor McGregor was in it. I think they could do with some big stars, definitely. They haven't really got like those big names. They've got some big names. I mean, like I think Khabib now, because he beat Conor, is someone that people are aware of. Everyone knows John Jones. Actually, John Jones fight coming up very soon. Daniel Cormier as well, big fan. But John Jones and Cormier and Khabib, they're not the same level as Ronda Rousey. They're not the same level as Conor McGregor, and I completely agree. UFC is missing those two in particular. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if they can get some new stars coming through. I do like the look of Israel Adesanya. Could he go on to be like the big breakout star? They're just showing some statistics for the Korean Zombie. Even though WWE is scripted or fake, people love and watch it. We and are still fans no matter what. The injuries and pain wrestlers feel isn't fake. People are just hating from success of fake. Yep, I agree. Look, to be honest, I think it just gets dismissed. I think in a world where you've got, so much fighting like UFC and Bellator, and then you've got big boxing matches as well. And, if you want to watch kickboxing, you can watch that now as well. It's like the whole world of combat sports is huge now, bigger than it's ever been. So you don't need to watch fake WWE, So I do understand. But I equally, I don't think people that don't watch it, I don't think they give it the credit that it deserves. Right, we're just building towards the second fight of the evening. You may associate Babatunde with NXT. By Polish wrestling fans is considered the hope of the nation. To this day, everyone recalls his meeting face to face. I haven't heard a lot about Babatunde in NXT. I mean, I know of him, and I saw him at the Greatest Royal Rumble, of course. But I haven't seen him since. I know he's been doing house shows and stuff, but yeah, I mean, when is he actually going to be on TV? We're still waiting. De La Rosa making the way down to the octagon now. Helena, Montana is where she's from, I believe. Can't wait for Bryan Alvarez pictures tomorrow at Stomping Ground. Kevin Dunn can't make the arena look full this time. It's their own fault. Yeah, I don't know what the final numbers are on ticket sales, but it's not going to be a sellout, is it? It's not going to be a sellout. I just don't... The card's not strong enough, in my opinion. No one cares about Shane. No one wants to see Baron versus Seth. You are on the next WWE magazine. Yes, on the front. Yes, very cool, isn't it? I'm super grateful. Fourth longest active UFC finish streak. Finished 8 out of 10 wins, all by submission. De La Rosa is, as we were saying before, like, she will look for submissions. Days, can you come to Maine? I've got no plans to head over to the US. I believe that's in the US at the moment, but I would love to return. Here comes Lee, fighting out of Texas with a cowboy hat on, her trademark cowboy hat, or cowgirl hat. I don't know what you meant to say. Who's your favourite wrestler as a kid? Probably Ultimate Warrior. Okay, so Lee is just on the outside. We're getting ready for the second fight. First fight went to decision. It was really boring. Do you like the Elite 64 Seth Rollins? I really do. It's very similar to the Top Picks figure. So I think if I had to choose between the two, I might go for the Top Picks. But that Seth, I think is that the one that's got the flames on. I believe it is. It's very cool. You can't go wrong with it. I think it's got true effects. I think Roman Reigns should have won at Super Showdown. Well, I think they're doing it to set up the rematch, aren't they? And kind of build that feud up. And there's rumours that Shane might go on and compete for the title, so... Right, Lee is in the octagon. We've got both fighters in there. Andrea Lee, 30. She's 5'6". She's got a 1.5 reach advantage, inch reach advantage. De La Rosa is only 24. So, 6 years younger. Let's see how this goes. I think Lee will get the job done here, but De La Rosa is going to look for those submissions, and she could get it. She could get it by submission. She is the underdog, but not by much. Interesting. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. De La Rosa. Do you know anything about the bare knuckle boxing fight tonight, Days? Not a great deal. I don't know when it's on. I know it's on. I know Bellator's on tonight as well. There's a few things happening tonight, but I always like to keep an eye on UFC because you never know if someone's gonna like put in a great performance or if they're gonna like break through and appear on like a big card in the future. So I like to see the fighters so I know what's going on. Here we go then. Underway. We're into the first round. As we said, Lee's going to be the better striker. De La Rosa is going to look for those submissions. Days on YouTube. Io Shirai has a new gimmick. I heard she turned heel. I heard that they were selling her mask at the recent takeover event. I really want one. So I hope they start selling them on WWE Shop. Because I don't think she wears the mask anymore with her new heel personality. Anyway, 30 seconds in. Both women, centre of the octagon. Just trading shots at the moment. Not much in it. Neither woman has been troubled. We know that Lee is going to be quite happy standing and throwing. Hey Days, who is your favourite UFC fighter? That is a great question. Ooh, nice shots to the body by Lee. Ducked underneath. Rights and lefts, kick. Favourite? It's hard not to say Conor. But at the moment, I really like Adesanya. I really like Tony Ferguson as well. So I'd say they're my top two. I like Rose. I was a big fan of Rose. I thought how she lost earlier in the year was a real shame because she was winning that fight. And then she got just like spiked. Dropped down on her neck. It's brutal. She was lucky to not do like some serious damage. So yeah, I like her. But she seemed to be suggesting that she was going to call it a day. Right, 3 minutes left in this. Again, not a great deal. They've just been feeling each other out. Lee firing in a beautiful right hand. Where are we? Lee just slightly ahead on total strikes. Takedown. Takedown by De La Rosa. We said that Lee's takedown defense wasn't brilliant. And that's exactly what we've seen. So Lee trying to get out of this. But takedown by De La Rosa. She's all over her at the moment. Lee's going to have to try and get out of this. There's 2 minutes 20 on the clock. If you had a choice, who would you take off the WWE roster? I don't know. Look, I think there's a lot of superstars people don't care about. I don't think taking them off is the right thing. I think you've just got to make their characters interesting. Like, Bobby Lashley should be this, like, UFC MMA fighting machine because he's got an MMA background. Like, when he strikes, he should be looking for takedowns, and he should be this MMA fighting machine, but they don't use him that way. I just think that would be very different to anything on the roster. So I wouldn't lose someone like Bobby Lashley, even though it's not working at the moment. Takedown again by De La Rosa. I do feel like people like Apollo Crews are really struggling. Baron Corbin, no one cares. You know, if it's a Baron Corbin match, you just go, oh, I'm not looking forward to this. So I'd be looking at people like that. Trading blows again. 2 takedowns for De La Rosa at the moment. Austin, shout out to you. Up against the cage, Lee. 50 seconds on the clock. Hello, Cassidy Love 78. Thoughts on AEW? I'm a fan of what they're doing. I can't say I'm as giddy as people out there about it because so far they've done one show. And it was good, but I actually thought NXT was better. I'm looking forward to Fyter Fest. We're going to be streaming that. I'm looking forward to All Out. We're going to be streaming that. I think they're going to be great competition. But I don't think they're going to be putting WWE out of business. Lee looking for a takedown and gets it! And that's the end of the round. Good end to the round, actually. Good end to the round. So 2 takedowns to 1. Quite even on their strikes. Hard to know who gets the round there. I don't know who gets the round. Maybe De La Rosa. Lobov is boxing Paulie Malignaggi in the main event of the boxing fight. He is the main teammate of Conor, and if Paulie wins, the most likely fight would be Conor. Okay. Andrade or Balor? Honestly, Andrade. I'm more entertained by Andrade's matches. I love the demon gimmick, and I am a fan of Finn Balor, but I really feel like Andrade's better. Right. Women coming forward. We are into the second round. So Montana was saying, or Montana's corner was saying that Lee is starting to tire. So keeping an eye out for that. Because I didn't think her cardio was bad at all, Lee. So it'll be interesting to see if she does start to tire. In Poland, most teenagers hate WWE. They prefer to watch the so-called Fame MMA, where popular Polish YouTubers fight in the cage. Today was the 4th edition. Fame MMA. I might have to give that a watch. Right, they're in the clinch at the moment. Takedown for De La Rosa, but Lee comes straight back up. Yeah, it is very even. There's blood coming down the nose of De La Rosa, though. I think, I didn't mention, but I think Lee is ranked 10th in the women's flyweight. De La Rosa's ranked 11th. So, ranking-wise, there's not a great deal of difference between them. And we are seeing that in this fight. Like, there's not a great deal of difference between them. I'd say De La Rosa's getting much more success with her takedowns. We thought that she would. Lot of blood coming out of the nose now of De La Rosa. I think Lee's going to look to just keep firing shots off. Kind of make that situation worse. What do you think of EC3 being underused, and how unenthusiastic did he seem on his entrance? Yeah, I feel for him. I feel sorry for him. I think he came in with good intentions, bit of a name, did some good stuff in Impact or TNA. They used him a bit in NXT, but just nothing on the main roster. Vince just doesn't see anything in him, clearly. So I feel for him. But kind of moping about it isn't really going to do anything. Like, looking glum isn't going to help the situation. Right, 1 minute 40. Lee is doing very well in this round. Like, De La Rosa is backing up here. Certainly Lee is taking the fight to De La Rosa, but De La Rosa has had more takedowns. She's grabbed the leg of Lee as well. She was looking for that single leg takedown. She's got a takedown. Elbows firing in. Hard to walk around my house at night. I hear the bulldog. TJ Perkins made his return to TNA, did he? I've seen quite a few clips of Impact, and I like it. I like what I'm seeing. They've got like the Great Muta, who's like one of the biggest legends of all time. I really like Jordan Grace as well. I think she's fantastic. So I'm really tempted to start watching it, but I don't think it airs here the same time as it does in America. So it's going to make watch-alongs, like, impossible. Again, De La Rosa backing away. Lee going down, grabbing the leg. Ten seconds left. I think this could be going to decision like we thought. Obviously, there's still a third round to go, and we are going into a third round. But yeah, before we did predict this would go the distance. It's heading that way. Neither woman seems to be able to get the victory. Certainly, De La Rosa seems to be in a worse shape compared to Lee. There's blood. You can see damage round her eye. There's swelling and everything. Lee seems to be alright. If Khabib and McGregor had a rematch, do you think he would lose in the same fashion as before? Yes. Yes, there was nothing in that first fight that suggested that Conor could beat Khabib. There was nothing. Days, does Yowie Wowie sound like a sour sweet for you? Yeah, I suppose it does, yeah. Right, we're going into the third round, my friends. We are going into the third round. Here we go. Both women come charging forward. Shots to the body. Nice uppercut by De La Rosa. Bobbing around. Who do you think would be on the cover of UFC 4? Probably Cormier? I feel like Cormier. Lee still on the front foot here. De La Rosa being driven back, but some nice shots to the body. Another takedown, though. That's 5 takedowns for De La Rosa. Oh, I don't know. If this goes to the judges, that's surely going to be a big, big factor. Yeah, slamming her down again. I think that's a 6th for De La Rosa. And she's locking up the legs as well. So Lee is in a little bit of trouble here. I feel like Lee's kind of edging towards needing a knockout. Because De La Rosa's dominating this. She's on the back of Lee. Double underhook. And she has got 3. So Lee needs to make this count now. Lee is on her feet. Trading shots with De La Rosa. De La Rosa looking for a takedown. De La Rosa's just holding on. I feel like De La Rosa's just trying to survive. She's like got her mouth open. She seems to be breathing quite heavy. Blood coming out of her nose. I think if Lee was to go for it, she might get some joy. Lee certainly seems in the better place. Headshot, head kick by Lee. 2 minutes 30 left in this. Another takedown by De La Rosa. Days, I think there was nothing in the fight that McGregor could win, except for he didn't see Khabib as a threat. As we've seen before, he didn't respect Diaz first, but came back and won. Oh, I don't know if he didn't see Khabib as a threat. His record was incredible, you know. Lee is in a bit of trouble here. She's getting choked. She's trying to get out. And even if she gets out, like, I don't think she's going to get the decision. 1 minute 30. One minute 20. Shout out to Travis Wrestling Figure Reviews. Hello to Kevin. Lee has got out. And now she's firing some shots down. Big shot to the head. She's having to work so hard. She fires an elbow in. Moicano is looking for an armbar then, I think. Firing shots. Oh, she's got her legs wrapped around the head of De La Rosa, but De La Rosa's got out. That was in. I couldn't see what she was getting on then. That was really interesting. She's desperately trying to get a finish. Lee, and that's the end of the fight. De La Rosa's just a bloody mess all over here. Blood everywhere. Right, we're going to get the official decision. The end of that was quite fascinating, actually. I couldn't tell how it was going. Daze McGregor is a confident man. He could win any fight if he shows respect. He tries to walk through people and it doesn't work sometimes. Fair enough. I know all you guys might hate me after this, but I want Baron Corbin to win the Universal title. Then the next night on Raw, Brock cashes in during a rematch. It's hard to know of a good outcome there. Little advert for UFC 239. Obviously, that's going to be a fantastic show, and it's not that far away as well. So, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, this hasn't been a great show so far. The first fight was a snooze fest. This last fight, it was interesting. It had its moments. Not the best fight that I've seen, but that next big UFC card looks very, very tasty. Hello, Injustice Jones. I'm good. Hope you're well. No, not at all. Hussein the Rex. What I don't understand is WWE doing a pay-per-view with 2 weeks build. Yes. That's exactly what they're doing. And that's why tickets haven't sold. Unanimous. Wow. Lee by unanimous. I think that's a shock. Wow. Lee? Wow, so far I am 2 for 2 on my predictions, so I'm pretty pleased about that. Do you think Becky Lynch will lose the championship? No, don't think so. So Lee saying that she doesn't care who's next. She'll be happy with whoever the UFC selects, so... I don't think she looked that good, to be honest. If you had to choose one person to fight, who would it be? And you would have a year to train? I don't know. Who's the weakest? Whoever the weakest is, if I had to fight someone. New figures came out. What are they, Adam? What are those new figures? As we move to the next fight of the evening. is it? Little advert for that John Jones fight that's coming up. Yeah, Adam, let me know what are those new figures. Prelims are better than the main fight always. Yeah, I'm do you know what? You're right. I've been watching the prelims. I'm starting to wonder if I shouldn't just stream during the prelims as well. Because there was some really good fights on it. Do you like WWE toys? Yes. Smiths are now stocking Daniel Bryan. Oh, are they? That's good. It's still only 3 of the 6 though, isn't it? Right, let me change this over because I'm pretty sure this is going to be our next fight. This next one's a bantamweight fight. DOS. Let's change this over. Boom. I made a comic strip of Vince McMahon struggling to hold the WWE Universe by the rope, and then Triple H comes in and replaces Vince. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Triple H should do a better job creatively, but I think Vince is one of the best businessmen out there, so I don't want Vince to step away. Because I think from a business point of view, Vince is actually quite clever. I mean, like, just look at the network. The network's brilliant. WWE Network has been brilliant. And then, like, you know, WrestleManias and... say what you want about them Saudi shows, but they make a lot of money. Apparently, those Saudi shows make... something like 4 or 5 times more money than AEW are going to make from their TV deal. Just the Saudi shows on their own, like, that's how much it's worth. They're showing us UFC 239 card. John Jones against Thiago Santos. That is going to be incredible. Amanda Nunes against Holly Holm. That's going to be incredible. Masvidal against Askren. That's going to be incredible. That whole card looks tasty. So, Andre Ewell coming up next. Against Dos Santos. Shout out to KJ. Why do Smiths not stock as many as they used to? Well, I don't actually know the answer. We're just hearing from the Korean Zombie. Yeah, I don't actually know the answer, but I feel like it might be something to do with Smiths not wanting overstocks, not having confidence in figures like Mabel, for example, selling that well. How long will you live stream today? I will be here throughout the rest of this UFC show. And it's been a bad show so far. But I've got high hopes that the Korean Zombie will save us in the main event. Shout out to James and Jerry. Jason Jordan and a new Jeff Hardy. At this point, Vince should still own WWE, but give Triple H control, and Vince can check in from time to time. Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that sounds fine. Korean Zombie says he's still got something he needs to achieve. He needs to become a champion. As we go to commercial break. I hope they stop Ricochet. I hope they stop Ricochet. Bad as in good or just bad? Bad, unfortunately. Bad. First fight was a snooze fest. Really not a great deal went down in that one. That was Holland against Chirico, and then the last fight, Lee against De La Rosa. It was better, but there wasn't really like a great deal of drama to it. There was quite a few takedowns, but yeah, we haven't seen any like great finishes or no knockdowns or anything so far. It's just been a so-so. And it was a card that I was quite honest at the start. I said, I was a little concerned by it. There wasn't really any matches that I was like giddy for. But sometimes these cards can sneak up on you. Sometimes these cards can, steal the show. And we'll have to see what the Korean Zombie can do. This is a bantamweight fight between Ewell and Dos Santos. Ewell he's got great size and speed, and he's got a lot of experience. Not great on the ground, but he does have a great jab, and that could make the difference. Dos Santos is dangerous. He's unpredictable. He's a great boxer as well, and he's got a very good submission game. Really, this could go either way, but I like Ewell. There's something about Ewell, Mr. Highlight, that just swayed it that way for me. I think that jab, I think that jab is so effective that I think he can get the job done. So I've gone with Ewell. In fact, I've just seen that my little scroll at the bottom needs fixing. So Dos Santos is making his way down. How do you think the leak regarding Lacey Evans as a special will WWE wants to use Lacey Evans a special guest referee? I don't know. I've not seen where that leak has come from to know how much truth there is behind it. So, I mean, my day has been pretty much dominated by talk of Mattel. So, yeah, I haven't really seen where that leak's come from. I could see it happening. I could see them doing it. I think that would be fun. It'd probably lead to like a mixed tag match, wouldn't it? Becky and Seth against Baron and Lacey. I could see them doing that. Right, Dos Santos has finished 16 of 20 wins, 5 by knockout, 11 by submission, 11 first round finishes. He's looking very focused. Hopefully we can get a good fight out of this. I've got high hopes for this fight, actually. Thanks for stopping by, Juicy Ginger. Appreciate the support, my friend. What WWE superstar do you think is coming back? Cena is coming back. I don't know. Is there a report that there's people coming back? I'm not sure who they could bring back. If WWE could bring back any match many. What would it be? Mine is Buried Alive. If WWE could bring back any match. Maybe some on a pole. Like, I know it's quite an original, but we haven't seen one in a long time. I can't remember the last on a pole match I saw. And they can be fun sometimes because you can put anything on a pole. So it doesn't have to be a weapon. It can be a contract or... And not even a contract for a championship match. It could be... like... Loser is fired kind of a thing. And you put the contract on the pole. First to get it keeps their job or something like that, you know? I feel like there's something that can be explored there. One of my favourite one of those was Nightstick on a pole match. Nails against Big Boss Man from the early 90s. And whoever got the Nightstick could use it. So it was a normal match. And the only weapon that was legal was this Nightstick that was on a pole. It was fun. As a kid, I really enjoyed that. And I'm sure they could find something fun to do with that. Just because we don't see that many of those types of matches, you know. Buried Alive, I don't know if that would work anymore because it's really like an Undertaker gimmick, isn't it? I suppose he could do one. Maybe Aleister Black could do one. He's quite dark and mysterious, isn't he? Right, 5-inch reach advantage for Ewell here, so... Can he make that count? We said that his jab was very impressive. AJ versus Joe in a Wendy on a pole match. What do you think about the use of Brock's Money in the Bank contract? About the... what? I don't know what you mean, dude. Do you mean having it as a sound system? I thought that was alright. I wasn't giddy about it like most people. That whole Brock party thing. A lot of people were saying it was like one of the best things happening. I wasn't feeling that. And then like he beats up Seth but doesn't cash in on Raw. Then he goes to cash in on Super Showdown and Paul Heyman falls over. It's like, don't know. I can tell you that Ewell is an underdog in this fight. Days pay-per-view tomorrow. Vince might as well book all WCW finishes. What did you think of Matt Hardy's Woken run? Wasn't brilliant. I mean, it was fine, and it wasn't Matt's fault, but yeah, it didn't reach the heights of TNA, did it? Of the Broken. The Woken Matt Hardy wasn't as great as the Broken Matt Hardy. Right, we're underway. Dos Santos against Ewell. Let's adjust that there. We are underway. No one has thrown anything yet. Johnny Gargano first feud will be with Daniel Bryan. So after this we'll have our co-main event. And then, of course, we'll have the main event with the Korean Zombie. Kick from Ewell. Just keep firing in that jab a couple of times, but can't quite make it count. Nice. It is starting to get through. Swing and a miss by Dos Santos. So Ewell is fighting from distance, trying to make that jab count. They're trading blows. Already this fight is a marked improvement because these two are going for it. Some nice strikes by both guys here, especially Ewell. Dos Santos on the front foot, pushing Ewell back. Nice combo by Ewell. Oh, they are very fast. Trading rights and lefts. Yeah, beautiful straight left by Ewell. Hit and move. Like he fires a shot and just gets out of there. Very, very quick. Dos Santos charging Ewell against the cage. This is a much more enjoyable fight to watch. Favorite superstar, Eddie. I was born into... Yeah, Eddie was cool, dude. Dos Santos looking for a takedown. Not quite getting it. I have got Ewell in this. I think Ewell has been firing off some great shots. He's been getting quite a bit of success. Dos Santos just trying to take the sting out of the fight by looking for a takedown. But when they're standing and trading, I gotta say, I think Ewell looks the better. And in fact, Dos Santos got a busted nose now. 1 minute 40 in this first round. I felt like Ewell was going to get joy from that jab. Oh, big left hand. And actually Dos Santos talking a bit of trash back. But he knows he got caught there. Dos Santos knows that he got caught. And Ewell is getting through. Ewell is causing some damage. Such a great striker, Ewell. This is good. 27 significant strikes to 11. Dos Santos has got to try and find a way of stopping those shots coming through. 40 odd seconds to go. The power as well that Ewell fires those shots with. They come from downtown. He like brings them from like back here somewhere. Boom. 20 odd seconds to go. I feel like Ewell could get a stoppage. He's not looking for one right now. Looking forward, looking for it. Not quite getting it, but we're going to go into a second round. And that's the end of the first. Very fun round. The most fun round we've had so far tonight. I mean, honestly, at times, if the fights are dull, it's UFC is not the easiest thing to watch. When the fights are dull and there's a lot of holding and, you know, not a great deal going on, it's not easy. But that was a pleasure to watch. That was. You just kind of felt like a finish was going to happen at any second. No worries, Imtiaz. Hello all, how's it going? Day's today, my first day here, like what I'm seeing and hearing. Thank you very much, Tracy. Appreciate the support. This is not the best stream to judge it on, in all fairness, because normally if it's like a big wrestling show or a bigger UFC stream, then there's a bit more for us to get our teeth into, to get excited about. I'd say that this is starting to get to our usual standard now. We're into the second round. You can see that Ewell 34 strikes to Dos Santos 14. So Ewell definitely dominating from the strikes. I think he's had the better moments as well. He certainly rocked Dos Santos in that first. No takedowns yet for either. Probably Dos Santos would be the more likely for the takedowns. I think Ewell just needs to do exactly what he was doing in the first. He was finding great success with those strikes. Certainly the one straight down the middle. Dos Santos is trying to fire back with some strikes of his own. Just forcing Ewell back. Ewell just using that right hand. Just try and find that opening. Try and find that quick jab. Find that quick strike. Straight down the middle. Beautiful left. I like Ewell. I like what I'm seeing from him. Dos Santos with a quick flurry. Kick by Dos Santos. Kick back by Ewell. Stepping forward. He's not finding as much success so far, Ewell. He's still ahead on total strikes. Both guys in the centre. We've got just over 3 minutes left of this second round. Of course, after this, we've got the co-main event and then the main event after. I think there might have been an eye poke, an accidental eye poke. Dos Santos just taking a moment. Yeah. Accidental eye poke, so... He's just getting looked over by the doctor, so... Got a timeout at the moment, Dos Santos. Just getting caught. Kabuki Warriors need to be on TV more. They need to challenge the Iconics. Well, we did see them last week, and we know they will be having a match on Tuesday. If you could bring back any superstar, who would it be? You would bring back Macho Man. I could bring back... I would bring back Bruno Sammartino. I still regard him to be arguably the greatest champion they ever had. I feel like Brock is in with a shout for that as well. Okay, we are back underway. Dos Santos looking a bit more composed here. Forcing the fight. He's got Ewell on the back foot. Although saying that, Ewell does like to fight off the back foot. Whoa! Lovely left hand. I'm not sure if it connected. 2 minutes. I tell you what, them rights and lefts have, though. Dos Santos had to back away there. There was a beautiful little combo by Ewell. Just firing in some rights and lefts. Dos Santos' face is a crimson mask. You can see the work that Ewell has done really starting to pay. Dos Santos looking for a takedown. I think he gets it. So again, he's going to try and take the sting out of this fight. Firing in shots. Ewell has got to be careful here because he's been doing a great job. And before he knows it, could find himself in trouble. And he's up and out of there, Ewell. Good escape. Both guys back on their feet. Just over a minute in this second round. This can end in a moment. Days, are you going to New Japan or will you be streaming NXT UK that night instead? I'll be doing NXT UK instead because I think All Out is on after. 30 seconds left in this second round. Beautiful right hand by Dos Santos, who's still in this fight. But I do think he's probably losing on points. He's got a hell of a chin, I know that much. He's been getting caught a lot. And he's standing in there still. He's got his tongue out, Dos Santos. He's like, yeah! What's that? A little wave by Dos Santos as well. He is feeling it. He might be showboating and waving and sticking his tongue out, but he is feeling it. He has been caught with some big strikes. And in all fairness, he's not been rocked that much. He's done a good job, man. He's got a hell of a chin. Hell of a chin. 31st of August will be tasty, yeah. So we're just getting ready to go into the final round. The 2 previous fights before this went the distance, and it looks like this one might be going the distance as well. Here we go then, guys. We're into the 3rd round. We are underway. They come forward. They actually hug for a second. I think there's a lot of respect between these two. But Ewell obviously still going back to that game plan. Firing a lot of shots straight down the middle. He's had a lot of success. Dos Santos just hasn't been able to block it. Just keeps getting caught. I mean, what? Feels like he's thrown a lot more than 71 strikes. Perhaps a lot have just been whistling by. Perhaps a lot haven't landed. But Ewell has been working hard, man. Well, and Dos Santos, it's been a really enjoyable fight. I've really enjoyed it. Beautiful right jab by Ewell. Again, right jab, and he gets out of there. He's really good at hitting and moving. Both guys in the centre. Got him 3 minutes 40 left of the fight. I think if it goes to decision so far, Ewell should be getting it. No one throwing anything at the moment. Dos Santos keeps going for like... Oh, and he gets another takedown. I don't know what that's going to mean. I don't know what that means. For the scores. I mean, it's obviously going to help him, but I feel like Ewell's probably too far ahead at this stage. Days, did you know that AEW's Fighter Fest is free on Bleacher Report? Yeah, I heard that's just America, though. I think it's $9.99 here in the UK. Which is fine. I'll be buying it and we'll be live streaming it. Well, not live streaming the show, but... Right, at the moment, Ewell is on his back up against the cage. He's currently having to eat some forearm smashes by Dos Santos. Strikes to the face by Dos Santos. What happened to Nakamura and Rusev? Haven't seen them on TV lately. They haven't done so well since their formation. Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I don't think there's any injuries or anything. I just don't think they've got anything for them. Ewell is still on his back. Dos Santos has done much better in this third round. Standing and trading blows with Ewell just wasn't working. But it's a bit of a shame that it's taken him this long to... Good escape by Ewell. Both guys up on their feet. Shots to the body by Dos Santos. There's just 1 minute and 20 left here. They really hate what is happening to Mattel. Hope they can turn it round. Yeah, they're not in a great place. To be honest, I wasn't too bothered about what the guy said. It's more the numbers that concern me. And there's some concerning numbers coming out of Mattel at the moment. But they've got time. They've got a plan. Apparently the plan's going well. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But I think it does explain quite a lot about why they don't make like 1 million figures of all of the superstars that they make. Right, we're back to the centre. I can tell you both guys on their feet. There's only less than 20 seconds on the clock. I think Dos Santos has done great in this round. But I think it's going to go to Ewell. Back in the middle. And that's it. End of the fight. Both guys got their hands in the air. Both guys think that they've got it. I would give that to Ewell. Interesting. Shinsuke should go back to New Japan. Is there a battle pack of Eddie and Batista? Don't know actually. I can't think of Eddie in a battle pack. I'm sure there is one. Eddie and Batista, I don't think so. Well, not that I can think off the top of my head. No, not yet. What, are you asking about the Korean zombie? No, not yet. We've still got the co-main event, and then we'll be at the main event. So, the third fight that's gone for decision. How do you think Bray will be booked? It's hard to know how he will be booked. I just hope he isn't putting anything silly. Any kind of silly angles. I don't want to see him feud with Aleister Black. I've seen a lot of people asking that. I don't want to see that. I wouldn't have him in a match for a while. Unanimous. And it is. It goes to Ewell. I think it had to go to Ewell. But he picks up the victory. So, big win there for Ewell. I am now 3 for 3. I'm a little nervous here because I don't think I've ever got every prediction right. And I'm 2 away. I'm 2 away. I need Barberena and the Korean Zombie. Barberena I really wasn't sure about. Well, let's see. So, just a quick chat there with the victor. And we should be moving on quite quick because that is the third fight that's gone the distance. OSP in the crowd. Okay, so we are heading to our co-main event. Barberena. Days when I come home from work, my son is literally watching Wrestling Days every night. Tell him I say hello and tell him I say thanks. Days, when is the next toy hunt? Not sure. I mean, I've got to be honest, it's getting harder and harder. I mean, when the channel first started, we had Toys R Us that we could go to as well as Smith's. Now we've only really got Smith's. I mean, there is Entertainer. Obviously, we've got B&M and Home Bargains as well, but they don't tend to have like loads of stuff. So it's down to what Smiths get in, and they're just not getting stuff. I mean, as we saw, they had 2 of the 6 Elite 68 figures. I mean, it just makes toy hunting really difficult. Toy hunting in America, it's easy. So easy. I think I went over to America for 2 weeks. I think I got about 7 toy hunts done or something crazy like that. So we went to like Target. We did a whole Target thing. We went to so many Walmarts. I had to break it into 3 parts. So there's like a epic 3-part Walmart toy hunt, which I honestly think might be my favourite toy hunt. The 3-part Walmart one. Just because there's so much stuff in that. And there's a little story in there as well. So, yeah, I love those. You haven't missed anything, by the way. We're still waiting for the next fight to take place. Barberena against Brown. It's just a little advert for... Is that Ngannou? Yeah, Ngannou against Junior Dos Santos. So that's our main event for next week, and we will be live streaming that. I like people to know what we're doing each week, and we're always here for UFC unless there's like a bigger event that gets in the way. Days, do you have the new Daniel Bryan? I don't. I haven't even seen one in real life yet. My one is when you did the WWE cake. That was a lot of fun. Yes, he's only 3, but I can tell you when I put rest days on, he sits still. It's not anything else. He grabs the controllers. Very cool, dude. Very, very cool. Right there, still promoting next week. Here we go, welterweight, Barberena against Brown. I wasn't sure on this fight. I've gone with Barberena. He's tough, heavy hitter. He's decent all-rounder. He does keep coming forward. He can make things very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Brown has got a height and reach advantage. He can crack under pressure, and we have seen that before. So, if Barberena can make things uncomfortable, like he usually does, put that pressure on, then Brown's going to struggle. Neither of these guys shy away from a fight. I think we're going to see something similar to what we've just seen. Hopefully we get a finish this time, because so far this is our 4th fight The 3 previous fights have all gone the distance, so really want to get a finish here. Bam Bam against Rude Boy. Let's see how this goes. Drake Maverick's wedding. One of Matt Hardy's kids tried to run away with the 24/7 title. Luckily, there wasn't a ref. I did see that clip, actually. It was King Maxwell, wasn't it? Right, Brown making his way down to the octagon. Only 2 matches remain to the main. No, just 2 matches in total. This is the co-main event. And then we will have the Korean. So, Korean Zombie is on after this. And then we are done. So, that last fight definitely improved this show. Days, have you ever thought about starting a gaming channel? No. I just don't get the time. I really don't get the time. A lot of time is spent on like research and stuff, so I like to try and get a couple of videos on the channel each day, and then researching those, recording those, editing those, doing the tags, the description, sharing on Twitter, sharing on Instagram, sharing on Facebook. It's like, takes a lot of time. So trying to fit in some kind of gaming thing as well, that would be a struggle. Finished 8 of his 10 wins. Randy Brown. The idea you had about Bray versus The Fiend in the future was brilliant. Well, I really appreciate that because, I've got to be honest, I don't think the idea isn't fleshed out. Like, it is difficult to know how you actually get to the match. But, I mean, we saw Undertaker. And I would really love to see that fight. I would really love to see The Fiend against Funhouse Bray Wyatt. How you get to it, that's for people to have a bit of fun with. But, yeah, I just think, not anytime soon. Do it in a couple of years. A couple of years' time, I think that could be quite interesting. Talking of interesting, Barberena making his way out, and he is loving life. Singing along, is pumped up, is embracing the crowd. Days, what kind of equipment do you use for making videos? I can show you my camera. Or one of them. I can't show you this camera. This is, what is this? A Logi... I can't even remember. Logitech thing, I think. Webcam. It's about £100 for the webcam. So it's pretty good. That's a camera that I use a lot of the time with the Rode mic on top. So when you see a lot of the videos that I do at home, then that's the camera that I tend to use. But that is a Canon 200D. I don't know how to use it, but I can get a video out of it. And then I've got a smaller one for like toy hunts. So, yeah, that's what I tend to use. Honestly, if you're starting YouTube, just a little YouTube fact for you. I got to 40,000 subscribers, and I would say a decent sized channel with nothing but my phone. That was it. Nothing but my phone. Not even a laptop. No laptop. No fancy cameras. Literally my phone. I used apps to edit. I used an app to make the thumbnail. I logged into YouTube on this. Everything was done on my phone. It was recorded, edited, uploaded, all on my phone. And that got me to 40,000 subscribers. So if you're starting out, I wouldn't even bother with expensive equipment. You don't need it. In fact, I don't even think I need it now. The only reason I have it is because when I'm like going out and doing, like when I met Braun Strowman, when I met Cesaro, Like, I want to make sure the quality is good. But day-to-day videos, that's all you need. You just need a phone, a smartphone. And honestly, they're going to be a hell of a lot better than what I was using back in 2016. 3 years ago. Right, we're talking about things that aren't UFC. I apologise for that, but you're not missing anything because the competitors are now finally ready. We've got Brown and Barberena in the octagon. They're just getting their announcements, and then we should be underway very soon. Oh my god, Mattel is going out of business. Well, if things continue the way they are, then yes, is the answer to that. And one of their rivals has even said that he thinks they're pretty much bankrupt as it is. I'm not too worried about what he said. I think what concerned me more was the fact that they've lost 71% of their value as a company over the past 5 years. Like, I think that's a really big statistic. I think that's a very concerning number. The fact they've lost 71% of their value. I mean, could you imagine if you had like a really rare figure and it lost 71% of its value in 5 years? You'd be like, oh, that would be disappointing, wouldn't it, to say the least? Well, imagine that being a company. Okay, we are underway. We're 30 seconds in. Not a great deal has been thrown, but they are looking for finishes. Lobov and poorly on this UFC card. Did you know that the Super Showdown stream got 9? Did you know I didn't actually? That stream did really well, so maybe there is some connection in it. Swings and misses by Brown. You can see that we're just over a minute in. 4 strikes to 2. Barberena just getting out the way. Not a great deal to tell you about so far. I'm really hoping for a finish in this. Nice kick by Barberena, taking the leg away, taking the base away from Brown for a second, but couldn't follow it up. Brown coming in with some nice kicks. Both guys in the centre. 3 minutes on the clock. Kick by Brown again. Little jab, swing and a miss by Brown. Brown changing his stance up, actually, going southpaw orthodox. No, just no damage, no sting in those shots. I do like those front leg kicks, though. Lots of front leg kicks coming in by Barberena, and that should start doing damage in the later rounds. It's not going to do a great deal right now, but I do always like to see that. Brown very close there with a head kick. Barberena coming forward. He's getting a lot thrown at him, Barberena. Both guys back into the centre. I think Brown's looking the better in this. He's got Barberena up against the cage, Brown. There's 1 minute and 50 on the clock. Hey, Wrestling Days, if Mattel does go out of business, will you still be able to buy WWE figures? And what will you do with the channel? Will it affect the channel? Well, if, and it's a big if things keep going as they are, then Mattel will be in trouble, but not for a while. So let's say they, do go out of business. Someone else will come in and do figures instead. So it might be that Hasbro come back, or Jax take over again, or someone will come in and take the license over. So it should all continue, but I really love the Mattel range, and I don't want to see anyone else making those figures. Nice kicks by Brown again. 16-13. You can see that Barberena's come back into this fight a little more. Only 40 seconds on the clock. Barberena being pushed up against the cage. Knees to the midsection by Brown. I can't see much happening in this round now. You will laugh, but when the Wheel of Fun happens, my wife doesn't know if my son is more excited or if I am. I'm not. I'm normally pretty nervous when the Wheel of Fun's on. In fact, I need to find a forfeit. You've reminded me. I don't think... I might have. I might have a forfeit, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. That's the end of the first. It was alright. Didn't feel like we were close to a finish, but it was alright. I would say that Brown probably the better in that. Are they saying that? Look at Barberena. I don't know where all them shots came from. It must have been in the clinch. Neither guy really troubled that much. Both guys still in this. Both guys seem fine. No one's breathing heavy. Who is winning the first round? Not much in it, dude. Not much in it at all. I'd probably give it... Well, I was going to give it to Brown, but seeing those numbers might have swayed my opinion a little bit, but significant strikes. Brown had more significant strikes, so I'm going to stick with my gut, and my gut was that Brown looked the more impressive, so I'm going to go with Brown. But not much in this at all. Right, here we go. They touch gloves. We're into the second round. Coming forward. There's a little bit more urgency here by Barberena. He's really forcing the fight, but Brown's firing back with kicks to the midsection. It's not stopping Barberena, though. Brown, there's a lot of talking between them. Barberena coming forward a lot, but not throwing anything. That was swing and a miss. It's a very, I tell you what, it's a very interesting fight, this one. Staying on their feet a lot. Could this be the fourth fight that goes the distance? To be honest, I don't mind as long as Barberena wins. Just because I predicted him beforehand. And so far, I'm 3 for 3. Barberena has got Brown up against the octagon cage. But nice reversal by Brown. Putting pressure on Barberena. He's gonna struggle to get out of that. But he does. He manages to slip out the side. Goes back to the center. 3 minutes 20 on the clock. He's going straight after Brown, but Brown grabs him. Brown has got him up against the octagon again. Can't see what he's trying for. They're in the clinch at the moment. Just over 3 minutes left of this second round. Knees coming in. Knees to the bodies. I feel like Barberena was looking for a takedown, but Brown's managed to get round the back. Yeah, he made a mistake and he's let Brown round the back, but I don't think Brown's really capitalising on it. Instead, Brown was looking for a takedown, but I don't think he's going to get it. Nice knee to the body by Brown. Being pushed back. He goes down. Brown goes down. I don't know if that's going to count as a takedown for Barberena. Barberena firing a knee into the head. I don't think they're counting it. Both guys back up on their feet, back into the centre. 2 minutes left on the clock. Swing and a miss by Brown. I tell you, it's a very interesting fight, this. Very interesting. In the clinch at the moment. 1:80. 1:38. Shots, little shots by Barberena to the side of the body. He's trying to, he keeps firing and kicks to the leg. He constantly, all throughout this, has been trying to take the base away from Brown. Like, it's been, oh, they're trading blows in the centre now. Few kicks coming in by Brown. Kicks coming back by Barberena as well. Big knee by Brown. Pushes Barberena back against the octagon cage, but he seems to be okay. They're still jockeying for position. Barberena's got his back up against the cage, firing in shots to the body. Brown just charging in his shoulder, driving it in, pushing Barberena back. But Barberena managing to flip it around. There's only 20 seconds left in this round. A difficult round to score again. Barberena was looking for a takedown then. Couldn't get it. Swings by Barberena, but they're missing. That's the end of round 2. Interesting round. I still feel like the last fight was my favourite fight. But this has been okay. A good forfeit is to dye your hair a colour of your choice. That's a pretty epic forfeit. Days, are you going to watch Love Off against Malinaji? To be honest, I was going to try. I wasn't going to stream it, but I haven't actually found where it is. I'm guessing it's probably on Sky Sports or something here in the UK. So my priority was this tonight because I like people to know that we're reliable. Like we do the fight nights when it comes to UFC. I think it's important that people know that if the fight night's on, then 9 times out of 10 we're doing it. It's only if there's going to be something big on at the same time, like some big boxing event or something. Okay, we're into the third. 30 seconds in. Few little kicks from Barberena. I feel like Barberena's up on points. But it is very close. And actually, that's what the commentators were just saying. This could be our 4th fight that goes to decision. Kicks by Brown. Brown getting backed up against the cage. Barberena was going after him, but just couldn't get the job done. Brown managed to escape. Ooh, nice. He's getting some joy now, Brown, with some jabs. Beautiful right jab. Shot to the body. Nice combo. Mixing it up. Shot to the body, followed with a shot to the head. Brown looking good in this round. Both guys on their feet. Swing and a miss by Barberena. Nice use of the forearm. Ooh, did he get caught? I think that was a stumble by Barberena, so I think he's all right. But Brown is starting to tee off a little. 3 minutes to go, and you feel like this is swinging towards Brown. Barberena having to back away. Barberena was down a second ago, but I think it was a stumble more than a knockdown. But this is definitely a Brown round. And this has been a very close fight, so this could be swinging it to Brown. Feels like Barberena is tiring at a really bad time. Body shot, there could be a finish coming. They're both in the clinch. They're in the clinch, and I feel like Barberena is going to need to do something here. Because I think Brown's taking this round, and he could be taking the fight as well. He's really teeing off. And down goes Barberena. It's waved. We get a finish. Brown wins. Wow, it took a long time to come. But Brown gets the finish. Barberena's still down as well. So, my perfect record is over. So, Brown with the victory. That was good. Nice little finish. So, that is going to bring us to the main event. Of course, we need to get the official decision on this. But at least we got to see a finish. Have you received any plaques from YouTube? Yes. I got the silver one at the end of last year, which really was some. It was kind of what I was hoping for and working towards. So I never expected, and this is the truth, I never expected to be in the position where potentially I might get the gold one. Now that's 1 million subscribers. And that is like, might not even be possible, but we're up to 143. I mean, look, is it going to take 10 years? Is it going to take 20 years? I don't know, but there is potential that it might happen. So I don't know. That it's a long way away. A long way away. But we're definitely on the road to it. I met Mark Jones. Next time anyone is going to see WWE, you can go backstage. Finally, no decision. Yeah, true. Barberena's fine. He's on his feet. So there you go, Randy Brown. 2 minutes 54 in round 3. Randy Brown is now 11-3. Right, we need to move over to the main event. I'm excited for this. I really like the Korean Zombie. I'd love to see him in a championship match. There we go. So Bisping has just done a quick little chat with Brown. Isn't there a plaque for 500,000? Sadly not. Goes 100,000 and then 1 million. They should have a 500,000 one. I suppose it would be extra cost though, wouldn't it? Stephen Thompson and Chris Weidman are in the crowd. Hello, Isaac. I have got the Korean Zombie. I am a big fan of the Korean Zombie. I think this is going to be a very interesting match. Obviously, it's in the featherweight division. They're just going through the future events. Yeah, I've got the Korean Zombie. Who have you guys got? PewDiePie got a custom one from YouTube because he hit 50 million. Yep. I think there's a few. I think WWE aren't too far away from 50 million. Okay, so Moicano is backstage. So we are heading towards the main event. T-Series should be getting one because they hit 100 million. I wonder what they get. What do you get for 100 million? What time do they fight? Not too long. They are the next fight. We're just at commercial break right now, so yeah, there's not a great deal going on. No way Zombie is going to win. Keep making good videos. You deserve that gold trophy. Thank you very much, dude. It's a long way away, but yeah, I mean the support is greatly appreciated, of course. Right, we've gone back. They're just showing us Greenville. And the time has arrived for the main event. Moicano against the Korean Zombie. The Korean Zombie's got crazy knockout power. Is a good pressure fighter. And he is a man on a mission. He wants a championship. Honestly, as much as I don't see it happening, I have a feeling that Zombie is going to pull out a win. I've gone with Korean Zombie on this. He's got some big weapons in his arsenal. Moicano Moicano is crazy. He is crazy. This is going to be a really interesting fight. This card has been flat, and actually a lot of the fights haven't lived up to any kind of expectation, but this is a fight that I am interested in. This is a fight that I think is quite tasty. This is a fight that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, I'm down for this. Right, we've just got a little video package to go through first, and then they'll be making their ring walks. Let me know who you think in the comments, in the chat. Who do you think's going to win? So, Korean Zombie just saying he's won lots of bonuses. But he wants to be a champion. Let's have a look at some numbers. So, Moicano is 13-2. Korean Zombie is 14-5. Where are they on the reach? They've both got the same reach. Moicano has got a lot more on leg reach. 4 inches on leg reach. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. I think the power that the Korean Zombie's got is going to, for me, be the deciding factor. Because I think Moicano leaves himself open. I think he can get caught. And I think Korean Zombie's got enough power to do some real damage here. I'm not sure if he's going to put him away. But he's gonna cause some problems. I really believe that. Zombie had his chance and he blew it. Do you have any merch? There should be some coming actually. I'm Brazilian, and the Mohican is very good below the sledgehammer. Okay, here we go. That's the end of the video package. Who's coming out first? Everyone on their feet. It is the Korean Zombie first. I tell you, this fight is going to be really interesting. I want to know how he stacks up now. I want to know, you know, is he at this level? Can he get this job done? It's a really good test for him. And here he comes. He steps out into the arena. Crowd go crazy. One of the UFC's most lethal weapons. Okay, he's just getting checked over. So, if you have just joined us, this is the main event. Obviously coming out to Zombie by the Cranberries, as he always does. Okay. Just getting checked over. We should see some statistics for him. The Korean Zombie, second fastest knockout in UFC history, 6.2 seconds. Third most performance awards in featherweight history with 7. He's finished 12 out of 14 wins, 4 by knockout, 8 by submission. I'm surprised it's not more by knockout, actually. He's taking a moment. Screams as he enters the octagon. He's definitely up for this. The Korean Zombie. I think this is a really good match because I think it's really going to help both guys. Whoever wins will get quite a bit from winning this. It's a great test for the Korean Zombie. Who have you got? I've gone with the Korean Zombie. I am a fan. I mean, he was winning that last fight, and okay, he came up short and lost it, but his performance was good. I think he can get the job done here. WWE does this thing now where they invite kids from the audience and they imitate their favourite wrestlers. Oh, yes, I have seen that. And the crowd chooses the winner. Yeah, I've seen it a few times, a few little clips on YouTube. Moicano making his way out now. Fighting out of Brazil. Days, have you ever been to WrestleMania? No, I have not. I would like to go one day, I suppose, just to say that I've been. I think it's Access that I'd like to go to more. Access just looks incredible. Okay, here we go then. Moicano just getting ready. He's made his walk down. He's on the outside of the octagon. He can leave himself open sometimes. He's not the best under pressure. I mean, he's a great fighter. But he will give you openings. There is a way through. I liked Access until I found out it was $125 to meet Ronda Rousey. What? Really? I mean, I suppose she does bring all that UFC. Do you know what I mean? You're not just meeting Ronda, are you? I mean, she's UFC Hall of Famer and she's achieved a lot. Still, though, that is quite steep. Here we go then, both guys are in. Korean Zombie, third round TKO. I could go with that. I've gone with the Korean Zombie. I can't quite decide how it's going to happen, but I could go with the third round TKO. Here we go then, guys. This is the main event. 5 rounds, of course. Hello, Gameplay Boy Ultimate. It's about to start. There we go. The Are You Ready? (14-5) record. Slight underdog, the Korean Zombie. Not too much. Just plus 160. So not too bad. So not much in this, according to the bookies. There we go. Look, they're showing fans in the crowd going crazy. Minus 190 for Moicano. I need Zombie. I've got money on the line. I need Zombie to lose. Oh. Yee. That sounds awful. But then I suppose it's meant to. Okay, come on. I'm ready. Both guys step forward. Get ready for this then, guys. This should be good. I'm really looking forward to this. The Korean Zombie. Okay, Moicano. Straight out, but both guys into the center. Nice little front leg kick by Korean Zombie. Not throwing much. Korean Zombie just standing. Charging forward with the left. Drops him! Dropped him! Korean Zombie drops him! He's looking for the finish! The referee's looking! Referee's not called it! Moicano is fighting on! There's blood! I tell you, Moicano's in trouble! He's got to defend himself! The referee is all over this and he's in! Korean Zombie! Korean Zombie! No messing around! Man! Look at that! Look at that! That is a statement. And he's sat on the top of the octagon. Big sigh of relief. He had to work hard for that finish as well. Some woman in the crowd in tears. That is a big moment. That is a big statement. He got him right on the jaw. That's what he went down with. Just wait and see the replay. The thing was, it looked like he was out when he went down. Beautiful. Overhand right on the jaw. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. He ducks down, and as he ducks down, he throws it. It's right on the button. Right on the button. Moicano's legs give way. He goes down, and in all fairness to him, he fights on. He's trying to block. He's trying to fight. But, man, it gets to the point where the ref just had to step in. He wasn't defending himself that well. That's big. That was big. Hello, Voltrex. Hope you're well. No way, man. I gotta be honest. That made this show. That was well worth this whole show. Like, the first couple of fights were a bit flat. The next couple of fights were quite good. But that moment, like, it was worth watching this just for that moment. Man, that knockdown's incredible. Bang, right on the money. Right on the money. Moicano's legs, like, you can see, they just buckle. They give way. He goes down. And then Korean Zombie's right on top of him. Referee's looking, but Moicano does a very good job. Very good job of trying to defend himself, trying to ride out the storm, but it's too much. It's too much. He hung in there for a while, though. You got to give credit where it's due. Got to give credit where it's due. But Korean Zombie, what? I mean, where does Korean Zombie go from here? That's a big result for Korean Zombie. I think he was ranked like 12th. I'm sure he was like about 12th. And then Moicano, I think, was 5th. I think. So, Korean Zombie, top 10 now. That is tasty. That's going to, I tell you, that's going to send shockwaves. People are going to take note. Fair few people were saying he couldn't do it. He did it. Back in the top 10. "58 seconds. Look at the smile on his face. "58 seconds in round 1. They're just showing all his fans in the crowd, loving life. Let's see what he says with Bisping. Oh, he gives a hug to Michael Bisping. Yeah, that right hand. So, Korean Zombie says it's a move that he practiced for a long time. That was amazing. We're going to find out what he wants next. I don't think he's going to call anyone out. Anyone? Just showing a replay. Beautiful overhand. Follows it with a roundhouse left as Moicano goes down. Hits him with a left. Follows him with another left as well when he's down on the floor. It's beautiful. It's absolutely a thing of beauty. Look at that. He gets onto his back. Starts firing down shots. Looks like Moicano goes out. I mean, we know Moicano's all right. We saw them both on their feet after, but... So Korean Zombie says he is fight ready. He is fight ready. So he's thanking the crowd. Zombie won. Zombie did win. That was cool. That was a great. Finish. Just watching his team in tears, man. I think he's getting quite a bit emotional now as well. Yeah, you gotta give it to Korean Zombie, definitely. Well, he didn't call anyone out. Just showing a replay. Beautiful. Right, guys, that is it for us then. That was the main event. Really appreciate you stopping by. We're here every week for the UFC. A bit of a flat show overall, but well worth it for that finish. Well worth it. Obviously, there's some big cards coming up, though. Some big cards. So if you're a fan of the UFC, if you enjoy the watch-alongs, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we will be back next week for Fight Night. Is it Fight Night after that, or is it the UFC 2-3? Can't remember. I can't remember. We're back every week anyway, so really appreciate the support, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.